What is going on, YouTube people? Video Cards and Comics here. Back under the weather again. That is right. The back half of this week, I have been sick once again. Another head cold, congestion, a little bit of cough this time. Similar to what I had last time in a slightly different version. I don't know if I just picked it up out in the wild or from ships or what the deal is, but I actually skipped my local show on Saturday just because I didn't want to go coughing on everybody. So no Hartville show for me this week, unfortunately. I was looking forward to that one as I had just gotten that PSA submission back. I was hoping to move some of those cards. But, as we say, the show must go on. Weekly sports card market update. Let's see what we got to get into today. This one may be on a little bit on the shorter side again. I always say that, and then we go 20, 30 minutes. I guess we'll start with this. PSA. I have not heard back yet in regards to the damaged card. I submitted a ticket for that late Tuesday evening. They say it could take 5 business days, so it's only been 3 business days since I submitted the ticket. We will see if I hear back from them on Monday or Tuesday of next week. There's a form that you can fill out when something like this happens, so I went through the proper channels, filled out the form, uploaded the documentation that they are looking for, but I have not heard anything back yet. I will update you all when I do hear something back from them. Hockey has been sweeping the nation lately, and we'll talk a little bit more about the Bedard chase in a minute, but our good friends over at ComC, channel sponsor and sponsor of today's video, the MLB submission event has ended, and now they have replaced it with an NHL submission event. So, if you're out there ripping those Upper Deck Series 2 boxes hunting for Bedard Young Guns, and you want to offload some of the lower end stuff, they do have a special currently running for, I believe, it is 30% off on hockey submissions. It was up on the screen and it disappeared from me. There it is. 30% off Select and Elite, and that does stack with fresh pulls. So you can get cards uploaded fairly quickly there. I am about to eclipse $4,000 in sales on ComC. I am very, very close. I've been looking to make a couple bigger purchases on ComC. I had hinted about a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago now maybe, that I was in negotiations for a card, but I could not close the deal on that one. It ended up selling. It went for more. I feel okay about it. It went for more than what I think it should have. It was a PSA 8 LeBron Topps Chrome Rookie Refractor, 2003. It was very off-centered, very legit PSA 8. The seller had it up for $5,500. We kept going back and forth. I wanted to be ideally just under $5K. They were not budging below $5,200, $5,300. And BGS 9s, quite frankly, with decent centering, do 5K, or I'm sorry, 6K. So I just didn't feel like an 8 that was way OC was worth $5,300 to $5,500. So I wasn't willing to come up in price. They weren't willing to come down. And then someone ended up selling. He ended up selling it for $5,300. It looks like it went for on the old ComC. So I missed out on that one. I also missed out on ComC auctions on eBay. I bid on a 2008 Kobe Bryant Topps Chrome X-Fractor. BGS 95 True Gem. That's the one where LeBron's guarding Kobe. Those are numbered out of 288, I believe. Went strong. Last comp on that card was like $3,500. A PSA 10 just did 7K. I put in a bid of like $3,900, thinking I'd be able to nail it. With like 10 seconds to go, I put that bid in with like less than a minute. And then with like 10 seconds to go, someone outbid me. I jumped it one more time to 41 to 50, I think. And it ended up selling for 4,200. I don't know how much higher the person was willing to go. So missed out on that one as well. So I've been trying to spend this ComC money on a nicer card, and it just hasn't happened yet. So back to the drawing board. I will continue to remain patient and see if something pops up. But that X-Fractor, that is a high sale for that card in quite a long time. So does seem like LeBron stuff got a little bit of a jump back up with the 40,000 point chase. And just in general, mid-size to upper-size cards seem to be doing okay-ish. I think I've said this before recently in a video. We actually kind of feel like we're in a pretty decent spot in all reality. Prices aren't tanking. Some stuff's still going down. Some stuff's still going up. But we're not seeing like 30% drops month over month across the entire board like we were. So it honestly kind of feels like things are in a pretty okay spot. Now, we'll see what happens as the year goes on. I always feel like January to March is a little bit of a trap. And we'll see what happens once, people start taking vacations and stuff like that again. But big show weekend this weekend. I mentioned I missed my local. Nashville is going on. I've heard that show's going very, very well. And also the Philly show is going on, which I believe Ruben is roaming around that one. We have the Chantilly show coming up later this month, or in early April, about a month away. And I believe we have Dallas in a week or two as well. So we are full blown back into show season. Let's hit some of the newsy stuff. There's actually quite a bit of stuff I missed this week because I had some videos backdated to get out and I wasn't feeling well and I just didn't feel like recording some of this other stuff. I did get the Bedard one out, but there are some things that I did not get a chance to talk about yet. This is a fun one. This happened very early in the week. Blez, the Blez Breaks platform, they were opening a case of 2023 Topps Chrome Update Sapphire. One of the wildest videos you will ever see. I don't know if it was a treasure trove case or a complete mess up or what the deal was. I forget the numbers off the top of my head, but I think out of this case, they pulled like 90 some autos. Absolutely wild watching it. Absolutely wild stuff. So I never did see what happened with this, if this was just like a treasure trove case or if a legit mistake was made. They've done stuff like this in the past with boxes, but I've never heard of a whole case being absolutely loaded to the gills. Boy, oh boy, if you had a spot in this break, you are feeling pretty good about things. Our boy, SGC Pete, Peter, down there in Florida, gave ours a little bit of an update this week. I thought about doing a video on it, but there really wasn't a lot there to talk about. I would have wrapped it into something else if I was actively recording much this week. The biggest thing that he kind of talks about here is, he hints on or touches on the PSA or collector's acquisition. I don't want the comment section to kill me. The collector's acquisition and how that's going to benefit stuff in like counterfeiting tech and stuff like that. And then the big thing he gets into is they're having issues with turnaround time right now. They've been having issues with turnaround time since January. At some point, they keep pointing back to the Bowman special, which I guess it just seems like how they must have just absolutely crushed it with that special. They say they're running about 15 to 16 business days behind at their peak, and that they're now down to about 11 or 12-ish. The comment section on the IG Live tells a completely different story. Which, by the way, if you're wondering how the SGC's faithful are feeling about this whole merger and acquisition, or in this case, just an acquisition, read through the comments on this IG post. They are, shall we say, less than kind in a majority of them. Some of them are very congratulatory, but there are a lot of people not real thrilled with the sellout to the evil empire. Now, as I discussed in the gem rate video earlier this week, we'll see if that affects their numbers or not. Time will tell. It's going to take us a couple months to truly see that play out on the pop report. But for right now, things seem to be going okay as they continue to have that backlog. Next up, we talked about the Bedard the other day. I forgot to mention in that video that there is a $1 million bounty on the 1 of 1. So good luck chasing that out there. They, by all accounts, have printed this stuff to the absolute moon and back again, justifiably so, because Upper Deck likes to make money. It is interesting. I did notice just since I recorded that video on Thursday night that went up on Friday, prices have dropped about another $100. This card's now down to $685. That's a 20% drop since its initial, and really even further because a couple right out of the gate sold for around 1,000. And then I think this card was about 750-ish, 800-ish, 750-ish when I recorded that video Thursday night for Friday. And now it's down to 685. As I speculated in that video, my guess is this card continues to creep down slightly because there's just a ton of them hitting eBay. People are ripping and immediately throwing them up on eBay. People are chasing this thing. It's brought the gamblers out of the woodwork that don't necessarily even like or care about hockey are diving into the product. The good part about that is a lot of products getting ripped. The bad part about that is people are just treating it like a scratch-off ticket. They don't want to actually own the card. So the inventory or the market's just getting flooded with inventory right now as everyone's just looking to sell as fast as possible, or in some cases, rush it out to grading. The first couple PSA sales on these will be very interesting to see what they clock in at. But our prices continue to creep down a little bit. I expect this to continue for a little while until it kind of settles into whatever its price is going to end up being. Next up, probably one of the bigger stories of the week. I actually wanted to do a standalone video on this, but I just felt too crappy to pull it off. Caitlin Clark has left Fanatics and signed with Panini. Listen, you crack all the jokes you want about women's college basketball and women's sports cards. Caitlin Clark stuff has gone nothing but gone to the moon since the summer. We talked about it a couple months ago. Her cards are on absolute fire and continue to stay that way. It'll be interesting to see what they do if the NCAA tournament has a major impact on her stuff, if they make a deep run. But I was very surprised that Fanatics would let her walk away. The only thing I can think of is Fanatics does not have the WNBA license. So Panini does. So maybe it was just a simple, hey, it would be great to keep her, but there's just less and less product that we could put her in that makes sense once she gets out of college. So let's let Panini spend the money. They can have her for a couple of years. And then eventually we're going to get the WNBA license anyway. And then we'll worry about that then and, renegotiate with her or whatever. Terms were not discussed here. I assume this is just like a couple-year deal. And maybe it's timed up like that. Maybe Fanatics even told her, hey, go make your money from Panini for a couple of years. We'll be waiting here with open arms in 2-3 years when we get the WNBA license. It's going to be interesting to kind of see how her Bowman autos and refractors and stuff like that. This is her first Bowman raw auto. That's the dark blue line. Light blue line is the Bowman's best in a PSA 10. And then the yellow line is just her base refractor in a PSA 10. The first Bowman auto is a very, very tough grade. There's not even that many PSA 9 sales, let alone 10. So I threw raw up there for the purposes of this. But you can see since late August, 30% increase, 160% increase, 92% increase. The curious thing is, and we won't know this for a while, normally when mainline product comes out, it kills the college stuff. Will that be the case with her, or is she going to be more well known for her Iowa stuff versus her WNBA stuff, wherever she ends up going? I'm not familiar with the draft order currently, so I don't know who has the number one pick in the WNBA draft, and that's even settled yet. But we're kind of in uncharted waters here for a female athlete, and I just associate her with Iowa so much that I wonder if her college cards will actually hold a little bit. I'm not 100% sure. I really don't know. I could be swayed one way or the other. These are interesting test cases, though. Even if you don't give two craps about Caitlin Clark, these are good test cases to follow along to kind of see what happens. We're going to see similar things, too. There's going to be some fun experiments and some fun thought exercises around CJ Stroud stuff, Caleb Williams stuff, since Caleb Williams has rookie autos in Bowman, but will not have rookie autos in Panini product. So how does that stuff move? How does that college product hold up once they get to the majors? We've seen it play out a little bit with Victor. Wemby, his auto, because he does not have a Panini auto, has held up very well and actually increased in value. His Bowman base refractors, non-autos, and just random PSA 10s of stuff, for the most part, have started to slip backwards now that there is some card competition from Panini product. There's no auto competition. So that's kind of the fun thing to watch with all this stuff as we kind of move through the next few months with upcoming product releases. And once again, these exclusive autograph deals kind of really throw us into uncharted territory with how to handle this stuff. In the past, we kind of knew the rules on how all this stuff worked. Now there's a little bit of a wrench in the system. There's a curveball, if you will. So we're going to need to follow along. Like I said, the Victor thing, that's a good case example of this. You can see a little bit of stuff from Stroud. Caleb Williams will be the next one. This Caitlin Clark is almost a completely different situation from the others. So it'll be very interesting to kind of follow along and see how this all plays out. I think with that, I'm actually going to stick to my word and cut this one a little bit short. I had some charts and graphs pulled, but the coughing spells in between each one of these segments are starting to take their toll on me. So we're going to wrap it up a little bit short there. Sorry for the shorter video this week. I at least wanted to touch on a handful of the news bits that I missed out on. Don't forget to check out comc.com, channel partner, friends of the channel, for all your buying and selling needs. With that being said, no idea. I have a bunch of video ideas planned. It's just going to be coming down to being able to record them. Hopefully by Sunday, I'm feeling a lot better and can record, because I do have a couple ideas for videos rattling around in the old head, but I have nothing in the can right now. I was way ahead, and I burned through everything this week. So that's all I got for you, boys and girls. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.